Hello all, thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the birth of amateur cinema. When the movies first were introduced with flexible film in the 1890s with Lumiere in France and Edison in America, there was a rush to try to make something for the amateur market. So in the back here you have a standard 35 millimeter camera, debris. This dates probably about 1907, 1908. A little large, a little heavy, and of course 35 millimeter film is expensive. So Ernemann decided to make something about less than half the size. This is their Kino 1, which takes 17.5 millimeter. So you have the small little aperture here, taking the 35 millimeter film and cutting it in half. And so your film goes twice the length, and producing this cute little camera here. Coaxial magazines here, and your movement up front here. I'll open it up because this could also separate as a projector. So those clever Germans, camera as you see it, or you can take it apart, move the chain, and you open up for your film here, for your take-up. Here's the center part here that mates up with the mechanism here. And you can see the center perforation. So you have 17.5 millimeter across here, and then a center perforation. Instead of 4 perfs on each side, you just have a center perf here per image. So as you crank this, that just pulls it down. Very simple. There's your little mechanism with the shutter. And you could shoot your film out the front here. You put a top magazine supply up here. You substitute this for your gate back here for your projector use. And you can put a light source behind it and then show your films. Unfortunately, wood doesn't like to be heated up by carbon arc, so they ultimately produced a different type of projector. This is the Ernemann dedicated 17.5 millimeter projector that they came out with, and it's basically a miniature version of their Imperator, which was introduced around 1908. You can see the intermittent here with the center perforation, and on the top here you can see the center perforation. Just crank away here. Front shutter turns over very easily. Your supply reel, your take-up reel. You have your lamp house here. This was set up for gas use, but commonly you'd have carbon arc. And you have condensers here to magnify and intensify the light. You have the film passing through here, and then you could also slide it over and be able to turn this up for running slides. So you'd have a slide carrier back in this area, so you could supplement your film presentation with slides. And then after you thread up another reel here, you can slide this back into this position here, and then continue on closing your gate. And off you go. So this is kind of the introduction of amateur motion pictures with the Ernman Kino camera. In 1922, when Bell & Howell standardized 16 millimeter, it was an attempt to get away from 35. On the 17.5, you could just take the flammable film, the nitrate film, and cut it in half for use here. Still very flammable in your house. You don't want to mess with that stuff. So in 1922, when they came up with 16 millimeter, it was an entirely different film base, safety base, so it could not catch on fire. And hence the birth of 16 millimeter, and amateur photography really took off. So thank you very much. If you like what you see, please subscribe. Thank you.